Now it is open for participants. Yes. Okay. Hello everyone, good evening. It's 3:01 and we'll just wait for another 5 minutes to start the webinar. Nandakumar sir,
Yeah.
could you please move your laptop a little behind? Your forehead is being cut. Yeah, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Another 2 minutes to go. Well, it's 3:05 and it's time we begin our webinar. So, hello everyone. I'm Deepthi Gubba and I'm accountable for branding and communications at Gubba Cold Storage. I welcome you all, ladies and gentlemen, to this webinar on importance of seed vigor to maintain seed inventory and quality. In fact, we have been training the whole of the Indian seed industry about the importance of seed vigor. And this is our third training program in the series. We understand we could have done just one webinar. Then why series of webinars on seed vigor? Well, We understand that every region of India has different soils, different crops being grown, and diverse climatic conditions. Knowing the importance of seed quality, same kind of training might not be sufficient for everyone. And hence, we have customized these training programs as per the mentioned criteria. It is simply an honor to have collaborated with National Seed Association of India, NSAI, to deliver on a very important aspect of today. We know NSAI is an apex body which strives for the good of the seed industry. Today also, NSAI have readily agreed to support us in bringing this session to you. And for the convenience of the smooth delivery of this seminar, all the participants will be virtually muted. We request you to post your questions in the Q&A section, which you will find at the bottom of your screen. Your questions will be addressed during the last 30 minutes of the session. And in case, if due to time constraints, we won't be able to address your questions, our leader, our trainer, Dr. Nandakumar, will answer your questions and we will send them over mail to you. And now, I would now like to share about Dr. K.S. Narayan Swamy, General Secretary of NSAI. I would like to invite him to initiate this program. With 4 decades of experience in seed and agri-biotech industry, he contributed in important roles for companies like Lima Grain, Advanta, ITC Zeneca, and associations like KSSCA, KSPMA, BMA, and the likes. Sir, over to you. Please unmute yourself and start talking. So could you please unmute yourself? So there is a button, the mute button on the top left corner of the screen. You just have to tap that button. You're not able to unmute you. One second, I'll just help you out. So someone is helping you, is it? Yes, great. So you are unmuted now. You can talk. Narayan Swami, sir?
Yes,
So
Dipti.
we can hear you. You can talk now. We can hear you.
Can I talk?
Yes, yes, please.
Yes. Okay, thank you. National Seed Association of India is dedicated to the service of millions of farmers for last 14 years. To fulfill this goal, our 400 strong seed companies are supplying quality seeds to farmers. Quality seeds are Indian agriculturist's lifeline. NSAI always works with the seed industry to ensure quality seed availability and thereby contribute to the GDP and the food security and farmers' prosperity. As recognized partners of Government of India, NSAI works closely with the Government of India in many policy matters and contributes on policy development on various issues related to seed sector like biodiversity, seed loss, IPR, and exports. And our area of vital importance is to have a future-ready infrastructure which provides high-quality seeds to ensure sustainable growth of seed sector without any hurdles. So, GUBA is proactive and vibrant in taking up issues related to seed industry. NSA is very happy to support any such knowledge enrichment programs to our industry colleagues. And seed, and also this will enrich the knowledge of the executives of the seed companies. Today, the importance of seed vigor in maintaining the seed inventory quality is very, very important in view of some of the developments which happened recently in the recent Kharif itself. There were some big issues related to the seed viability and seed germination issues in soybean crop in the state of Maharashtra, and the entire industry faced this as a big challenge. As you are all aware, the seed vigor is the sum of total of those properties of seed which determines the level of activity and performance of the seed lot during the germination and seedling emergence. So the seeds which are produced in less than the seeds has to produce in less than optimal and adverse growing conditions capable of continuing growth and completing their life cycle and give good yields to the farmers in the field conditions. So, higher the percentage of the germination in the first count, higher the vigor. Of course, there are several tests and checks like the speed of the germination, and cold test, accelerated aging test, and teaser test in case of some dormancies, etc. But the maintaining the seed vigor during the storage and the viability is very important. For example, the GUBA is giving the best service to the seed sector, and there are several uh, issues related to the storage. In the short term, within 6 months, generally, there should not be any issues to the, in germination and the viability and the vigor. In the medium term, 6 to 18 months, there can be some issues which provided if it is not stored properly. In the long term, above 18 months and above, maintaining the seed in the proper, very, very important, especially requires a lot of care and attention by the people who are maintaining the cold storages and also maintaining the standardization of the protocols for inspection, sprays from time to time, and the following the principle of first in, first out methods, etc., are very, very critical for the maintaining the longevity of the seed. So hence the seed storage plays a very, very important and critical role. This is, with this introduction, I would like to allow the other speakers to speak and move on. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We totally resonate with you, and thank you for establishing the importance of seed vigor and seed testing, how the quality of the seed can be maintained with the factors you just mentioned. Thank you so much for that. And I would now like to invite Dr. Trivedi for a small note. And I would like you to know that he's a dignitary. Dr. R.K. Trivedi is a dignitary, is a learned man with 4 postgraduate degrees in plant breeding and genetics, seed technology, law and management. He worked for 35 years for the Government of India in very high accountabilities. I invite Dr. Trivedi, Executive Director of NSAI, to talk few words and initiate webinar.
Thank you.
Yeah, great.
It's really a great pleasure for us to join our hands with you in organizing this training workshop. As Dr. Ramaswamy has already, Narayan Swamy has mentioned that NSAI is really playing a key role. We are in the Apex Association, and our role is to make a bridge between the regulatories, authorities, government, and the seed industry people. So definitely this training workshop will help to our members to know the knowledge about the seed quality, especially with reference to the seed vigor. In fact, the participants from NSAI are from the medium, small, and big enterprises. We have all categories of our members, and definitely it will help them, because the most important issue these days is the storability of the seed and how it can be enhanced. If you have a high vigor seed, it will have a high storability. And another thing which is very important is in the transboundary movement. For international export, the seed vigor is very important to know, because it will keep that how long the seed can be stored and can be transported to the other countries. So for international market, for export, knowing the vigor of the seed is very important. So I think it's a very timely and very important training being organized by the GUBBA, and I hope that our participants will definitely get knowledge from the experts like Mr. Nanda Kumar, definitely, who is a renowned in his discipline. And finally, definitely, we are very thankful with the GUBBA, and we are sure that in future also, in such type of training activities, definitely NSAI will join the hands with you. And because your cause and our cause is the same, to enrich the seed industry with a knowledge, technical knowledge, so that they can effectively supply the quality seed to the farmers. So definitely, we appreciate you and admire you for organizing this type of training workshop, and hope that we will have a continued cooperation. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thanks for that acknowledgement. And yes, totally agree with what you just said, that both of us are working on a common goal to educate the seed industry. And definitely, I can totally see that NSAI is bridging the gap among various sectors of the agri and seed industries. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. And let us now invite the master of the ceremony. As in master of the ceremony, as in what I mean is a trainer, Dr. Nanda Kumar, without whom this session is absolutely not possible. So Dr. Nanda Kumar is the director of Convenc Agritech Solutions, which is contributing to the agri community in increasing the effectiveness of agri input businesses. With a vast experience in core areas of quality assurance, TQM, R&D, product development, and training support product advancements, Dr. Nanda Kumar is a very competent professional to lead this program. Sir, over to you. The platform is all yours. I will be sharing the presentation. So you just let me know when to change the slide, okay? Until then, please unmute yourself.
Yeah. just a couple of words. Welcome to all, and also it is privilege to hear Dr. Trivedi ji. I think today's talk will impress you because we will be talking more of seed technology as well as plant breeding, especially when it is coming to Vega. So you can quote it and keep it with you. We can have a debate on this. And I thank and welcome Mr. K. Narayan Swamy, who was my ex-colleague, and also he has made my work much easier by giving the introduction to seed quality as well as seed vigor and its importance. So I welcome all the participants. And I'm seeing the chat box. Most of them are, many of them are have attended my previous session also. So today we are talking about importance of seed vigor to maintain seed inventory quality. Here there are punch words or the keywords. There is the seed vigor, maintenance of seed vigor, and maintenance of seed vigor of the quality of the inventory seed. That is what is next.
Yes, sir.
The next.
1 second, sir.
Yeah.
Next one, sir.
So I know that I'm addressing the bodies of national and state seed associations through NASI and also seed storage units. I know that Dubai is the most privileged one in India, but there may be others participants who are coming from the other units, the public and private sector, seed entrepreneurs and businessmen, and also quality control and quality assurance professionals, supply chain professionals, and all the human resource who are responsible for seed quality. And as I talked about, we are talking about seed vigor, its concept, its role or importance, testing methodologies, monitoring, and interpretation. So here I will be talking about the most what I call current issues in the industry and touching upon the key crops and its behavior in storage as well as in various activities in seed production or seed storage and even seed logistics. So such crops are soybean, then maize or corn, which is a classic example for seed storage and seed storage studies. And some aspects on wheat and paddy, because you have different classifications of wheat and paddy. Could be hybrid paddy or research or selections in wheat and paddy. So it has different connotations, if not in genetics, but in terms of its economic impact when we store the seed and reuse it. So there will be a difference between the cost implications of storage and the storage losses or storage utility if you are comparing a hybrid versus a research variety or a variety or a OPV. So in this context, we will be discussing the impact of storage and also the importance of vigor. In case of vegetables, we can talk about the large seeded ones or the small seeded vegetables, whole crops or brassicas, onions, which are more sensitive for handling as well as storage. And also it is value based and value seeds. So it's a diverse vigor and storability and its quality is such a diverse subject. Why? Because the vigor is just a concept. There is no direct interpretation of the seed vigor. Whereas we have for germination the direct interpretation. We have the visuals, we have criteria and parameters. But whereas in vigor, it is still at a concept stage, which we are going to see in the subsequent slides. So if you come to the seed inventory, we need to understand which are the types and duration of the inventory. Then the storage conditions and the quality of the stored seeds and its impact financially. Because ultimately, all the concepts crystallizes or filters into money and time. So seed goes with time, seed gets into money, and seed has to be maintained. Its quality has to be maintained. Next slide, please. We'll just go through a small background. We all know that seed is a living organism. It ages, it deteriorates, and finally, the death of a seed is but natural. So, to ensure that we have a good, germinable, vigorous seed, as Mr. K.S. Nanswamy was just hinting, that the entire process of seed production, including the crop husbandry, with the health of the mother crop, the pre and post harvest conditions has to be absolutely under control, crop specific, of course, and the seed drying to ensure the right seed moisture content, then seed processing or seed conditioning. Seed processing is grading, seed conditioning is seed treatment with either seed protectants or some enhancers or insect proof, making it insect proof or insect tolerant while during storage. Then even the transportation, storage, handling, all these things influences the seed vigor to a great extent. So we can relate all these individual parameters or criteria according to the crops. So for example, if you are talking about handling, soybean is one thing which is a direct example of handling. So the number of times the seed comes to a collision with a hard surface, that many times there is a chance of the seed losing its vigor due to various aspects, not only its physiological maturity, but the mechanical damage or the damage to the embryo or damage to the cotyledons which are there or endosperm. So commercially, seed life, longevity, potential to germinate, and establish as a complete plant is very important. Because most of the times we come across that if the seed is not germinating, the very first complaints would come when the seed doesn't germinate in the farmer's condition. So we were told in our beginning of the career that if the seed germinates, 50% of your problem is sorted out. The rest of the 50% comes either it is the tolerance or susceptibility or the genetic purity or its establishment in the field, which again depends on the seed vigor, establishment especially. So once the seed germinates and comes out of the soil, the 50% of the companies or the seed entrepreneurs' problem, or those who have sold the seed, they don't have the 50% of the problem is over. Then the seed germination is a process of seed coming out from the state of suspended physiological activity and produce a normal root and shoot. That's germination. Whereas seed vigor is the sum total of all these properties that collide into, that crystallize into one concept, that it establishes into a healthy seedling, not only emerging out of the soil, healthy seedling, give a plantlet and give a complete plant. So even today, seed vigor is seen as a concept rather than a how can I subject it? It is, I would put it that it is two sides of the same coin. On one hand, you have germination. On the other hand, you have vigor. So without proper germination, vigor doesn't have a meaning. And without a proper vigor, germination doesn't mean anything. It may germinate, but doesn't establish into a plant. Okay, next, please. So I had already jumped the first sentence. I would go to the two criteria have been explained by ISTA, especially with regard to by the seed vigor committee. Mainly to evaluate the performance of seed vigor tests. It is not the seed vigor as such, but the performance of the seed vigor test to be more assured of, to assess the vigor. That is, one is the reproducibility of the vigor methods which we are using. There are n number of methodologies to assess the seed vigor, but which is the one which can be used so far? And the second one is the relationship between seed vigor test results and the seedling emergence in the field. So it is like having the cake and not eating it. So it amounts to that. If we have all the vigor, we have all the data, we have all parameters tested, but it is not coming out of the soil, then what is the use? So there is a relationship between the actual results and the emergence. And as I had informed earlier, there is no universally accepted vigor test for all kinds of seeds. So that means to say, the vigor tests depend upon the choice of the analyst or the laboratory and the crop which is in under test or which is under consideration for testing vigor. And not only that, the seed of the crop which is produced under A condition and stored under a B condition and handled in a C condition. So many variables are coming in A, B, C. So all these A, B, C variants are going to affect the vigor, which we are going to see in the subsequent slides. And seed vigor is definitely an important additional information on seed quality, especially for the stored seeds, and how long the seed is going to be stored, whether the seed which is going to be stored is one which is already gone to the market and come back, that is the sales returns of the market return, or is this the seed which is being stored, which is freshly produced, especially to be carried forward for actual season, but it has been produced in off season elsewhere. So to bridge the time gap between the production, processing, and then supply chain to the market. So the supply chain to market time is one factor which influences the demand for seed vigor, especially in very sensitive crops. The next one. So we are talking about so many importances of seed vigor. I have attempted just to consolidate a few of those points to be giving a multidimensional view of how seed vigor is significant for a seed man. I'm using here as a seed man without any gender bias, but it's a common thing which is used. So any seed entrepreneur or any seed enterprise, I would put it. So this, the very first point is, it is to enable the seed to emerge out of the soil. This seed vigor is very important just to ensure that the seed emerges out of the soil. Then, perform necessary physiological activities for robust germination. The vigor is seen above the soil surface and also below the soil surface. What I mean to say is, below the soil surface, when the imbibition happens, if the enzymatic activities are robust, the amylase activities, triggers of the germination process is robust. That's what is vigor. So then there is a proper trigger, and the seed germinates, and that pushes the seed, the plumule or the radicle to come out of the soil surface. Whereas it supports the initial germinated seedling to establish. See, when there is a seed vigor is quite good, the reserves are broken down, the metabolic activities are quite strong, which enables the seedling to establish itself. So from sowing till the 15th or 18th or 28th, 25th day of seed being sown to germinate and emerge out of the soil to establish as a seedling with 2 leaves coming out is very critical phase. So there where the stored food which gets metabolized and then transformed into energy and the energy of germination is what vigor some people say. So that is quite important for the seedling establishment, and also tolerate the external biotic and abiotic influences soon as the seed emerges out. I agree that the seed also has the genetic potential of tolerating the biotic abiotic stress, but even a golden seed, which is not having a proper vigor, and if you are trying to see that this is a golden seed but still not standing on, that's because probability that the vigor has reduced because of various influences it might have undergone. Then support the establishment of seedling into a plantlet. So this is the transition from seedling to plantlet, where the external application of where the seed vigor internally, which is there present physiologically, would be waning out into external support from fertilizers or from the soil-borne supplements. So once the plantlet is when the seedling is growing into a plantlet and the plant growth, that is the vegetative stage sets in, till then the seedling vigor. We call it a seed vigor when it is still a seed which is just in a suspended physiological activity. But when the trigger happens, germination trigger happens, it becomes uh, the metabolic vigor. And when the seedling emerges out of the seed and try to establish into a seedling, we also can also call it as a seedling vigor. So the vigor is not only seen as a seed which is under suspended animation or suspended activity, but it is a process through which the plant goes through its establishment into a small seedling till then, and into a transition into the plant seedling to a plantlet is the transition till when the seed vigor is important. Seed vigor is also responsible for longevity of the seed life under storage for periods of time which is required. So Naren Swami already informed that high vigor seeds can be stored for longer periods, and the low vigor seeds anyway is going to go down. But of course, under what conditions? If it in the ambient conditions or in controlled conditions, that's again a question. And it depends on how and what is our priorities of seed storage. Whether we want to store it for you say that for n number of years, then it is minus 172 degrees centigrade in North Pole. It's a biodiversity which we want to store it for the next generation if something happens to the earth, or we are storing it at around minus 10 degree, 2 degrees centigrade for just 5 years to rejuvenate the seed for evaluation in breeding programs, or we are storing it cryogenic conditions for few more years, say 40 years or 50 years to take it back and see the genetics, or just store it at around 20 degrees centigrade and we are sending it to the market at a certain moisture condition just to see that we are storing it for about 6 months or 8 months, so that whatever seed we have manufactured or produced or which has come back after the sales, that we are using it in the very next season. So the storage period and the seed viability or the seed vigor depends on our priorities of its usage. So let us be very clear about it, because we are today talking only about how we can maintain those seeds and the quality of those seeds for usage in the next season, or we are carrying it forward for a season more, or we have produced a fresh seed and we have to carry it for the next season because we cannot produce in the same season where the seed is required in the market. So these are the bit of dynamics which all our industry colleagues they understand, and they have gone through it every day in their life, especially in the supply chain. So with this background, we also say that sustained seed vigor, it signifies the seed economics, because whenever I'm giving a training or whenever I'm talking to my colleagues, when I was on the job as well as when I'm training now, I always I always request my colleagues to look into the seed and the seed quality, not just as an academic interest, not just as a work schedule or a quality testing plan in a laboratory, but all the quality professionals have to view it in terms of the economic impact, which the loss or gain of the seed lot or the volume is making to your companies or your business. So, uh, I don't want to go through reading the entire thing. It, it, it is self-explanatory. If the rejections are less and overall write-offs of the seed volumes are less minimized, and definitely the bottom line of your profitability increases. It is not a thumb rule. It is just a known philosophy of seed business. So here, the objective of seed vigor on maintaining seed vigor is to enhance or protect our bottom line profitability and being more economically feasible and appropriate, or we can say prudent. So ultimately, if you're talking about the seventh point, if you're saying seed vigor is an important criteria in seed quality, no doubt. Reflect on the production quality or the produce quality or the product quality when reliability of customer response to the initial feel good factor is considered. So we are talking about germination, we are talking about vigor. It is all amounts to your very first customer feel of your product. So when you are getting the seed in your hand and it is showing a proper germination and emergence, a uniform emergence. Please watch out the word uniform emergence. So the one of the factor is germination, so it is there. But if the vigor is not proper, there will be non-uniform emergence. Okay, you will be getting 400 seeds in a square meter or 1,000 seedlings in a square meter. A proper uniform germination or vigor, you get uniform emergence. That is emerging out of the soil on the 7th day or the 8th day in the field condition. But if the vigor is less or the vigor is variable in a seed lot and the seed is aging differently, in that case, the emergence will not be uniform. Some emerges on the 8th day, some emerges on the 10th, some on 12th, some even not on 14th. So out of 100 seeds, you may be seeing the seed emergence coming out, standing up to 80-85%, but different times. It is not coming out exactly on the 7th day up and standing, or the 8th day up and standing, depending on the crop. So this is one is very, very important. When a customer looks into it, he makes it out that whatever seed has been given to me is of a good vigor or something which is not so good. He may not be able to say it, but it comes as a complaint. And it is us as professionals which we have to safeguard and assure that there is a uniform emergency. Next. See, I'm taking much of a time on these slides to make it quite clear that one has to understand the seed vigor aspect in different dimensions of our business and also in the customer's perspective. So in a professional's perspective, okay, business looks into money, farmer looks into his customer looks into his crop and his profitability. But as a quality professional, what is that we have to look into? How can we assure that the seed which is given is a good quality and it has got a good vigor, especially when vigor itself is just a concept. So what is that? How we choose our testing methodology? So there are so many methodologies which are there. The growth test, that is the speed of growth emergence, which I was talking about. So there will be variable speed of emergence, shows that the seed vigor is disturbed, and if there is a uniform emergence, it indicates that the seed lot has got a proper seed vigor, so that there is a uniformity in emergence or the speed of emerging out or speed of germination. Then you have dry weight test. So it is a biomass test which you do. You can do a wet weight biomass or a dry weight biomass. I have just given a small, very brief methodology there. It is available in seed testing manuals or the books. And also you have vigor testing manuals are there from ISTA. There are various vigor testing methodologies. And if you are coming to vigor index, this is the one which most of us have used and read also. That is the root shoot length multiplied by the germination percentage. That is the root length plus shoot length of 100 or 400 seedlings you take and multiplied, you get an index. That index is one. The higher the index is, higher the vigor what is presumed, and it is established. Again, it varies from crop to crop and genetics to genetics. So we have to standardize or benchmark ourselves at least at the genus level in different crops. Then we have it very clearly indicates that in a distilled water, that is in pure water condition, the seed has got leachets. The higher the leachets indicates the higher conductivity. So we all know that electricity is not conducted in distilled water, or it has got a minimal conductivity. But when there are the colloidal ionic presence, external ionic presence as per the dissolved proteins or water soluble proteins or starch, there is the ionic condition increases and the electric charge conductivity increases. So higher the electroconductivity in that particular supernatant indicates that the seed has got either a damage, the leachets or the cell membrane is not integrated. There could be a damage or at a cellular level or a physical level, so that all the leachets are coming in and are providing a scope for higher discharge or conductivity of the electricity there. So that's another test which again has to be standardized for each crop, and routinely it's a trial and error basis. But except in case of green peas, ISTA has recommended for a test, EC test for green peas, but it's again open. So for other crops we can use it. Again, we have to work it out internally and standardize. Then Hiltner test is brick gravel, the weight of the gravels which are lifted. Again, it is a visual, or you can also make it as a test with known weight of brick pads which are placed on the seed bed, and then we can see how much is displaced and how fast it is displaced and how far it is displaced. So that gives one visual test for emergence or the vigor. And the paper piercing test is mainly for Gramineae family, where you are using this. It's a complicated test, and the parameters, the criteria for doing this test itself is very elaborate. It requires a lot of quality assurance for the water, the soil, the paper tearing strength, etc., which runs more than about 12 to 13 parameters. And could be it's a good test where if the seed is piercing through the layers of the paper which are used, and how fast it is piercing and how rapidly it is piercing, and what is the intensity of piercing. So that indicates the seed vigor. Core test is a commonly one used, mainly for maize in temperate countries, or here we are using it for maize which is going into Bihar markets, and also some of the vegetables we use core test, mainly to see coal crops especially, or the brassicas especially when it is getting into some of the cooler temperatures. And also not only for the tolerance of cold conditions, but the lower temperature also challenges the germination process, the physiological process. So if this seed overcomes the challenges of the cold temperature and germinates under adverse condition also, can be told as it is got a good vigor. So it can be used for measuring the vigor also. And contrast to that is the accelerated aging test, where the seed is made to respire faster, imbibe the moisture or the moisture faster, go through a higher temperature, and then subject it to germination or and see how the emergences are and what is the speed of germination and or the process of germination, I would say, not the germination. And in turn, we assess the vigor, whether this particular seed lot is sustaining its vigor to produce the normal seedlings and then giving a normal germination or an emergence in the field or in the sand tray or whatever it is, the test which is subjected to validation. So that's what. This is a test methodology, but the validation happens when the treated seed, or I mean to say the challenged seed, gets into the soil or the sand and then see what the images come out. Then control deterioration test is another test where we subject it to continuous high seed moisture for 3 to 4 days, and then we subject it to germination and see whether there is we have subjected it for a known time of deterioration. We purposefully deteriorate the seed and see whether the seed is taking care of the vigor or not. Tetrazoleal test, some people, some laboratories may use it for seed vigor, but we suggest that unless and until the seed analysts are highly skilled, it should be better be used for mainly analyzing the viability of the seed. Viability of the seed, germinability of the seed, vigor of the seed, they appear to be we'll be using it so commonly, but technically which we are getting into it, these are the three different terminologies we should never be confused of. So tetrazoleum test only can check whether the seed has got a potential to germinate. That means to say the embryo gets stained, and the part of the embryo which gets stained, the intensity of the staining indicates the potential of the seed to germinate or its state of viability. Whereas this has got an advantage. In some of the seeds, you may have dormancy, but we cannot subject it to germination test. You don't get it. Some seeds have got more than 30 days dormancy or 40 days. But we need to assess whether it has got a potential to germinate or not. So in that case, when we subject those seed lots to tetrazoleum test, we know that seed is dormant, it is not dead, but it has a potential to germinate, whether it is 80% or 90% or standard or not standard. If it is substandard, we know that it is losing its germination or it is losing its viability. So there where we can handle it ourselves for maintaining its vigor in storage, or we know how long it can be stored. Next one.
Sir, we have 10 minutes. I just wanted to remind you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm in the running phase now, no issue. So all the things which I have explained in the last few slides, that which are going to influence the vigor, is on one hand you have the genetics of the crop or the seed, the crop husbandry means how we are maintaining the mother crop, the pre and post harvest condition, processing. These are all the things which have been mentioned earlier. Seed moisture is very critical in maintaining the seed vigor under storage conditions. So the next one. So if you are seeing the seed vigor in a process prism, mainly the planning. We need to be very pragmatic in market analysis. We should not produce more than what is required. And sales forecast should be very clear that we need to sell what we have produced or what we can produce. And production plan, we need to produce what is required, not more than that, other than the company policies. and achievable business plan. Yes, I'm ambitious. I want to do few more crores, but do I have a capability of selling it and making it profitable? So that's a business strategy and the business plan which you have to look, and implementable strategy year on year. So when we are seeing we are handling a living organism, year on year we have to see how the inventory is following us. And it's very clear that if you are ending up with a non-manageable inventory, then there is a nosedive of the business and its performance. And the losses would start happening, though we are having a good turnover. But the bottom lines would be dwindling. That's mainly because of the sustainability of our inventory, which we have to look into. Operation wise, if you are talking about production plants, should be very realistic, plus or minus 5 as per the policy. Infrastructure for processing and handling should be good. Best practices have to be followed. Then quality testing and facilities and the skill of the analyst should be very good, because because of the assurances, and they are the interpreters of the ECG of the seed, I would always call, because nobody else other than them can say how long it is going to be performing or not. Then quality assurance at all stages of seed chain for assured quality. I would again say quality starts not in quality laboratory. It starts in the field and ends up in the market or the sales point, and it comes back again to process if the seed is not sold. So it is the responsibility of all the functionaries where the seed quality is assured in one way or the other. But it is the mandate of quality assurance where we need to look into. Thank you very much. I was just coming into that. You see the pyramid, it is if you see the triangle here, the quality QC, QA is a fulcrum of entire your activities. The entire data of the seed comes into that. And how many of us are using that data today to manage our seed business? Yes, many forward-looking companies or multinationals or big Indian companies are doing it. But we need to ask a question to ourselves, our small operators, like a company which has got 20 to 25 crores, or a beginners, whether they are really following these aspects. So if they do it, whatever they are losing as write-offs can be converted into a profitable leverage their business and then take it. So here, what are the dark, very magenta color red ones are there? They are the very critical ones which are impacting the seed quality in terms of vigor. The orange ones, yes, they are important, but it can be controlled because they have it under our rooftops, under our processing roofs. So this is what a schematic diagram of whatever I was talking to you in all these slides. The next one, please. So this is a quadrant which is my very favorite one. The entire discussion what I had in the from the beginning, it is crystallized here. I started with defining the 4 words. These 4 words are in the 4 quadrants, and the seed is a value. Depends on which crop we are handling, what genetics we are handling, which category of seed we are handling, category of seed, whether it is a parent seed or a hybrid seed or a OPV or what, and the seed type and structure. What is the seed type? Whether it is a immediately germinating one, which has got a vivipary like maize, or is it a recalcitrant seed, or it is a hard-coated seed, or it has got a brittle seed like soybean. Though it's so tough, imbibition is slow, but it has got vulnerability to mechanical damage and also fungal infections. Whether we are talking about vigor and aging, then we have discussed about germination and vigor. I made it very clear that viability, germination, and vigor are 3 different concepts, and 2 can be assessed: viability and germination. But whereas vigor is again a concept which has to be indirectly visualized and interpreted. Then we have inventory. How the inventory comes up? Inventory is nothing but our stock. The stock can come because of overproduction or non-selling, poor sales or poor season, whatever it is, whatever the condition. whatever comes back or whatever stays with us becomes a inventory. Whether that inventory is productive inventory means whether we have planned it for the future or it is a non-productive inventory, non-performing asset, we would call it. We wouldn't call it as a non-performing asset, but we call it as a write-off asset because it has also got some money when you write off, but it leads to the losses when you compare, when you are talking with regard to hybrid seeds. So the margin of losses will be very high if you are losing the stock. So, and totally when you are coming to the blue segment, it is the quality fit for sowing or not depends on the warehouse conditions where we are sowing, location of the warehouse where we are, where
So your video froze. We can't hear you. You can go off the video, I guess. Sorry for the inconvenience, participants. Nandakumar sir experienced some internet problem. He's logging in a while. In a couple of minutes, he's back. So participants, in the meanwhile, there's a small announcement. In case if you have any questions about the content, what has been delivered until now, please post your questions in the Q&A section. You will find a Q&A box at the bottom of your screen if you're using a laptop. If you're using a phone, you will find 3 dots. You select those dots and you will find options for Q&A. Please make use of this opportunity. Just give us a few minutes. We are restoring the connection. We are looking at it. And in the meanwhile, participants, you can also share what are the topics you want us to host training programs and webinars on. We usually ask these questions at the end of the webinar, but since now you have time, you can also think about it and share us by the end of the webinar. In fact, you can also mail us at support@gubagroup.com for your suggestions.
Can you go to the next slide?
So are you able to see the screen now?
Yeah.
The presentation, no, right?
No, I can only see you now and the panelists. Yeah, we go to the next slide. I just want to conclude this that the entire talk, what we have done so far, is just in a visual that various factors with the various segments, how it is getting influenced. The next one. So these are some of the references which I have given. You can get into the websites and see yourself like what is the status of seed figure testing as of today and how it is important. Various debates are there in the site academic arena, and this is only a sample. If you are just getting into the Google or reference mode, you will get more than at least about 100, more than 100 articles, even exclusive on maize, for example. And you may get another 50 or 60 on other crops which you want. So the impacts which I had already discussed with you, one is the cost of inventory. If the vigor is low, your cost of inventory write-off is high. So if you are producing it properly, your cost of goods manufacturing and COGS, goods sales, is can be monitored properly. And it depends on your policy of your enterprise, like what is the value of inventory you want to handle and how long, and what is the state of the seed lot, whether it can be stored or not. So these are all these decision-making processes, which is very important in guarding the seed vigor. It is other than the seed, other than genetics, other than quality. We are talking about the intervention of your policy and decision-making, which also contributes to determine what sort of seed you want to have. Then periodical testing and testing of vigor is a must. At least once in 90 days, we need to check the germination and also the seed vigor simultaneously, which is a simple technique you can use, so that if you are storing the seed for more than 6 months or 8 months or 1 year, at least once in 90 days you can check and see how the seed is losing its germination of the vigor. And in-house and outsourced storage testing capability is experienced. And as Mr. Narayan was talking about, FIFO is very important. First in, first out is very important for maintaining or guarding or assuring our seed vigor. And training and skill of the analysts and also the seed processing units or supply chain people is quite important because they are the ones who are creating quality, and quality control only monitors quality. So creating quality and monitoring quality are two different aspects. So this has to be bridged with proper education training and proper coordination between these functions so that the field quality assurance also throws light upon how the seed is produced and what sort of seed is coming into the plant and what sort of seed is getting processed and afterwards stored or packed or stored. So sustained seed vigor is as good as seed saved and profit earned. That's what I go with the slogan all the time. And coming to what Guba's facilities are, you have Guba Seed is providing not only the storage conditions and storage facilities, it also provides testing facilities. And it's a service, I would say, because it is not that they are only doing a cold storage business, but testing is also a professionally done and their laboratory is also NABL accredited. That means to say that should be minimum required standards for conducting a seed testing and or doing all the processes of seed testing, and they should have a seed testing plan. I have understood that they have also got the laboratory accreditation for or storage for pharmaceuticals also. So I don't know whether they are testing pharmaceuticals, it's a different skill set, but I'm sure that they are doing seed testing and they are doing seed sampling. They have got qualified seed sampler, moisture content testing, seed moisture content testing, physical purity analysis, viability analysis, germination, seed vigor, interpretations they are doing. And this is one of their seed testing routine tests which they are doing. And they are also doing sample tested with precise results. Yes, I have been a witness to this. They also have got the apps where it's not only the seed moisture and other things which are monitored and communicated, but there have been recent discussions with them, like how they can provide value-added services or value-added support to the seed companies by not only testing the seed, but also providing a sort of interpretation, graphical interpretations or figurative interpretations, and statistical analysis to facilitate the faster, prudent decision making by the companies or the seed enterprises. They have their own companies and they do it, but Guba is providing it. This is a small, I can say, services which me can offer. My contacts are there. You can have directly contact or contact through Guba because we trust each other and our fundamentals of understanding of our training programs are such that we are joining hands and our knowledge bases are being now put together and see how best we can do to the industry. So what best we can give to the industry. So mainly I would take, as you have seen my profile earlier, I have also qualified in training in various aspects, not only in quality, but also in HR aspects, human resource training, and also training for research and development activities, product development. I also conduct projects, undertake projects also for organizational behavior and development for seed companies. And this is what is last slide which I have. You see the seed and the vigor, they are going together. Aging is a process and I need not have to explain the entire thing. All the boxes are put in such a way that ultimately whatever we do, it has got to do with the utility of the seed, utilization of the seed for what? For profitability and also the customer delight who uses it in the field. So it is a vast field which I have tried to put it in one nutshell and present it to you. And I thank you for patient listening. I thank you, Diti, for giving me an opportunity again. Thank you so much. I'm open for the questions.
Great. Thank you so much, sir, for this. So, considering the time, I suggest that we will take live questions. Participants, please raise your hand. There is a raise hand button at the bottom of your screen. People who have questions, raise your hand. I shall pick them up and you can ask the question directly. So, Dr. Shaligram Wankde, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Okay, I think we have to move to the next person. Avnish Kumar. Yes, Avnish Kumar, talk. Please ask your question.
Okay, good. Dr. Naresh, we are facing some problems. When we take the seed from cold storage, germination is good. After sometimes the seed lose the germination. What is the reason behind this? We use general cold storage for seed
Yes,
storage.
sir. Yeah, I'll just give you drop-down boxes you write down, and I will also give this in writing. Okay. These
Okay.
questions comes and I also give it in writing. Question number 1 is how old your seed is. What is the age of the seed? Question number 2 is when it was produced and when it is used. Question number 3 is whether it is fresh seed which is stored and losing, or whether it is market return which is stored and losing. Fourth question is what is this seed? Which species of the crop? Question number 5 is then whether when you are taking out from the cold storage, have you acclimatized it or you have directly packed? So acclimatization means you are taking it out from the cold store, keeping it in a cooler place for 24 hours, and then moving it to the plant, opening up, and then reprocessing or going for direct packing or whatever you want to do. So whether
Okay.
this process is followed. So if you answer these 5 questions, you have an answer for yourself. So because I do not have the backup data of how we are storing it. So,
Right.
yeah, you please give me these details to Deepthi. So she will pass it on to me. I will give you an answer. No problem.
Okay.
So there's an anonymous attendee. He's asking, Maharashtra and other soybean growing states have experienced poor germination issues during this year. It is raining heavily during this year also, and similar situation may occur next year. What precautions will you suggest for farmers, seed companies, and others?
See, I think in my last session also this question came up. The only thing is we have to be, it is not to do with the seed quality department. Very clear. Seed quality control says that whether it is good or bad, it throws out. Pass or fail. So whereas the supply chain has to take care. The one thing is the production has to look for rain shadow areas where there is no rain, but there is some part of irrigation where they can produce. But the question is whether they can produce so much and keep it, because the volumes are very high. It is not a hybrid, it's only a OPV or probably a research variety. Number 2, if they are not producing in an off season, there is no place or there is no proper field production research which has gone through for searching for a proper isolation, and also in off season or rain shadow region where soybean can be produced under supported irrigation. In that case, they have to decide whether it is prudent to produce a season before and keep it and carry it forward for more than 1 year. It's not feasible in India for soybean, even if they are producing it in a good season. That season has to be good because they have to produce in Kharif only, right? Or they have to see whether they can produce in Rabi with proper irrigation. I'm suggesting that if they are going for production somewhere in September onwards to December, but the yields will reduce. They may get a good healthy crop, with supported irrigation, but there could be chances that the yield may go down. So they have to work out the economics and see how best they can be done. Otherwise, when they are doing it in Kharif, the best thing is that they have to go through, one is the seed health, one is the seed damage testing, seed health testing. Nobody does it as of today except a few companies, multinational companies, because main problem which comes in soybean is the initial germination is very good, and they would not take care of the fungi which is there. Yes, we treat with theorem, but theorem is going to affect only on certain surface borne fungi, or it is not acting against bacteria because of high humidity and high moisture. There could be some bacterial infection which doesn't go. Nobody is using antibiotics there or bactericides there. So we do not know what is the internal seed-borne fungi or the bacteria, and we don't have proper treatment for that. Forget about treatment, we even don't have facilities for seed health testing, especially for these crops and some of the vegetable crops that are high value and high volume. Some of these soybean is high volume. We need to have a proper seed health testing because it is produced in Kharif. So in general, I would like to say, whatever is produced in wet season or under high humidity, humid conditions, those facilities should have, must and should have, or outsource a seed health testing facility, which is not very expensive, but they can do it themselves, or they can even go for the provide their samples for testing elsewhere, and then decide on what they want to do with the seed stock, whether they want to sell it as seed, or they want to sell it as grain, or they want to sell it as fodder. If the seed is very badly infected, of course, if it doesn't have any aspergillus contamination, then it can be used as a powder meal as at a lower mixing proportion. Or if it is okay but not qualified for seed, it can be used as a grain. So the decision making, the seed health testing helps in decision making. But the best way is to get into a rain shadow area and produce and supply to the market with proper testing. If you take care of the damage, seed permeability is good. That means it's very low. The damages are low, especially in soybean. Then you can assure it for about 8 months.
Yeah. So we have 20 questions, but I think this will be the last question for the day. Ms. Monica is asking, in research point of view, can we evaluate different lines for seed vigor, or vigor should be compared only within a same variety?
So it is a very loaded question. I would rather come from the beginning. Number one, when a plant breeder is evaluating his lines, it is better that the factor of vigor is also included. Why? Now the point, Dr. Trivedi ji, his experience will come in to help me, because in my previous discussions I have told that enzyme reaction is directly gene reaction. So vigor is one, germination and vigor is one, which is triggered by enzymes, and the level of enzyme activity is genetically controlled. Of course, yes, the environmental factors do influence, but when you're choosing a line or you are working on a line or selecting a line, it is better you take the vigor or the vigor also as one of the criteria. We had done it. We had faced these problems, challenges in our earlier career, and we had certain crops where we had problems. And when we maneuvered it and we started screening the lines for the vigor also, there is a lot of knowledge behind it and a lot of methodologies behind it. It's very difficult to discuss now in this short time. It is possible, and I will answer them in writing through you. And if they are feeling free, they can directly contact me also, and keep both of us in light on the discussions. Right, Deepti?
Great. That's really
Agree on that? Yeah.
That's the spirit.
Thank you.
So we will be stopping the question answers now. I would like to invite one or two participants to share what they are taking from this training program. What is their experience of participating in the training program? Please raise your hands, participants. Just one or two people. Yeah, so we have Dr. Satish Kumar here. Satish ji, you can talk. Satish ji, you can unmute yourself and talk, please.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Is it audible? Yeah. Sir, very good evening, sir.
Yes, so Satish ji,
Sir.
what are you taking from this?
Yeah, actually, my key takeaways from this session is so that what I learned from this session is both in scientific as well as in business perspective of the seed, because we are in the seed business also, as well as I'm working as a plant breeder. So that one is how to evaluate at to the seed whether at different conditions, and how it will link to overall supply chain, and finally it should be how to make the inventory, how to create the inventory, how to so that there should be a proper plan in 5 points or in one of his slides. I liked it a lot. So that how you make the plan, because see, this is season based job. Seed production and producing the seeds, different kinds of seed is not as if it is whatever, whenever you want, you cannot produce. So that there should be rigid plan. That's all depends on the how you maintain the vigor. That is one point. And second one is how is relevant to business and how it will impact on the what are the customers, right, from the farmer to all the exporter and as well as the other customers. So that I feel these are the my key two takeaways from this session.
Thank you.
Great, that was a lovely sharing, a very valuable sharing, Satish ji. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So we have now come to a possible end of this webinar. And participants, I thank each one of you for giving your valuable time to this program. I hope this webinar has really added value and you are taking value back to your workplace. I sincerely thank NSAI, Dr. Trivedi and Dr. Narayan Swami for their valuable inputs and generosity for this collaboration. We hope to do much more together in future. The trainer of this program, Dr. Nanda Kumar, is a pleasure to work with. His compatibility and ability to understand and deliver the needs of agri-professionals is commendable. Lastly, I thank Raj Kumar and Naveen from Team Guba for facilitating smooth functioning of this event. Saying that, have a good day, have a good evening. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye. I'm leaving. Thank you.
Bye, sir.
Bye-bye.